We are all being played. We are all constantly being asked by the powers that be, which also includes the media, in what ways are you willing to compromise? Where actually is the line in the sand, and who does that apply to? And I think that while I am not actively watching Love Island USA, I do think that this show is really highlighting and showing the powers that be, the media, different. I'm not gonna, I will get to all of my thoughts on this in a second, but I would like for everybody that is watching the show, and also the people that are not watching the show, to watch how people are talking about the show and what in this show actually matters to them, because that is what is being taken notice of. So before I dive into what people are focusing on and how that's smoke and mirrors for what's actually going on, hi, my name is Shayna. I'm a journalist. On this page, I talk a lot about decentering men and child-free living. If any of that sounds like a vibe, please like, share, and subscribe. If you also are curious about how you could write for money or become a journalist, head over to my website. If you want to book a one-on-one call with me, head over to my website. And yeah, for more content of mine, head over to Patreon. But now let's dive into this mayhem. So right now on Love Island, everybody is out here talking about Huda. Now, Huda is a very pretty woman on the show, and she is currently coupled up with this guy, Jeremiah. They have been a couple for a while on this show, even though the show has only been out for a couple of weeks. But follow me here. Huda has been getting a lot of online hate consistently. Right now, personally, it's giving more that she might be unwell. Like she might have some mental health things that need to be addressed. But also Huda is, and this is not, has anything to do with her mental health things, that I'm not a mental health professional, let that be said. But Huda is also a mom. And I think that this is incredibly important because I think people are really not conflating, are forcing two things together that should not exist at the same time, right? So Huda is a single mom, and I guess because of people's reactions to the way that she is acting on the show, which mind you, to me just reads more as like she's having an ongoing episode on the show, or she's consistently being triggered on the show and she's reacting in certain ways, and maybe certain insecurities that she has about previous relationships are being brought to the forefront in a very public way. People are finding her kid. Yeah, people are finding her kid, people are finding her family, people are finding her baby daddy, and it's insane. And this is a young child too, regardless of how old or young the child is. I don't think that really matters. But like the parasocial relationships, and she has no idea that this is going on right now. No idea that basically campaigns are being launched against her in real time by thousands of people against her and her family. I would not wish this on anybody. If the producers of the show actually cared about people, I think that they should remove her from the show. Also, preemptively start working on deleting comments from her socials, blocking things out from, making sure her family is safe. That's where the focus of this should be on, and not continuing to let her put herself in harm's way so publicly on the show, because I don't know if she realizes what she is doing at this point or how people are reacting to what she's doing. I think that there was a very big hint on it with America basically voting these two couples to separate, but I don't think she could get that. I think she's too deep in right now. But the focus is unfortunately on her in a very virtually violent way. But this is not where the focus should be. This is unfortunately the smoke and mirrors. Because the real question that this show is asking us is, what kind of conservatism are you open to? Are you able to forgive? Are you able to accept? Are you able to bring into your inner circle? What are you okay with? What kind of evil are you okay with? And for those of you who are watching the show, are not watching the show, or who have forgotten or whatever, this is what I mean. Both of these people have voted for Trump. Ulyssia, I think that's how you pronounce her name, and Austin. They're both Trumpers. She was kicked out immediately, left under mysterious circumstances. Just a quick one-liner saying, oh, Ulysses is no longer going to be a part of the show. But anyway, the show must go on. He is still around. Not only is he around, but I have been seeing comment after video after comment of not just any old people, Black people, eventually being like, well, he's growing on me. Oh, well, like I used to be a hater, but now I'm rooting for him. And not just rooting for him with a Black woman. Now, for those of you who do not watch the show, her name is Shelly. Stunning, adorable, right? She has no idea. She has no idea. We only know because we've done the deep dive on his socials while he has been in this experiment. She has not had the ability to. I don't know if any of them have the ability to even see anything that's happening on social media right now. He has multiple things that are still on his social media profile that are problematic about the Black community and pro-Trump. Right front and center on his profile on TikTok. If you want to go over there, head over there. It is just like up in your face. To be even more specific, like if you go through his repost, you'll see everything from pro-Trump nonsense to Dr. Umar. It don't make no sense, but it is on there. It is all over there. Now, objectively speaking, listen, beauty is as beauty is. Everybody can appreciate that Shelley is a beautiful woman. But to have somebody that we know has anti-Black tendencies, to have somebody that we know has voted for Trump, is a very loud and proud and out there Trump supporter. It's like, oh no, the women, we absolutely cannot. But the white men, if we're able to let them stick around a little longer and we just hear them talk and we see how much they like Black women. You know who also like Black women? Kidnappers, slave owners. They also loved Black women, quote unquote. So please don't let this cloud your eyes for what the real question is being had here, because they could have kicked him out exactly the same way that they kicked out Ulysses. But they didn't. They kicked her out and then they left him around so that way we could see more. Oh, well, he's a person underneath that. Sure, he voted for Trump and he has anti-Black tendencies and it's X, Y, and Z about immigrants, but I mean, he kind of grows on you, doesn't he? And listen, this isn't me. These are the things that he has reposted on his socials that we've all seen. But now more and more people are like, well, it's okay. The real questions that we need to be asking as it relates to these kinds of shows. Yes, watching the interpersonal relationships and how it talks about like dating and mating and partnership and like toxic nonsense. Like, yes, all of that is important. I'm not saying that's not important. I'm also saying, why are these the shows in the zeitgeist right now? What are the grander questions that we are being faced with that are happening just slightly beneath the surface but like underneath all of the confetti and glitter, right? Because those are the things that are those questions and how we subtly and not so subtly answer those questions. People are taking notice and it is shifting the narrative so that way, let me think this through. It's shifting the narrative to ask us not if we're okay with snakes in the hen house, but what kind of snakes are we okay with in the hen house? And the way that, unfortunately, at the root of a lot of these questions, the people that are most immediately in harm's way are Black women. Not to say that he will or will not do anything, but we know where he stands. And we know who she is just by looking at her. She's a Black lady with somebody who... So these are the kinds of questions that I'm encouraging people to ask more as you ingest media, because the kind of media that you ingest and the way you think about it matters. If you have any questions, comments, whatever, type them in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share this with somebody, and get the conversation going. Please stay safe out there.